The age of the traditional influencer is dying. People are tired of watching perfect lives, fake routines, shopping hauls, cars they don't own, and vacations they can't relate to. It's no longer about celebrities or lifestyle influencers. It's about working professionals, moms, business owners, students, people with real lives.
What is up, guys? Today I'm filming another commentary video. I'm talking about how influencers are making a lot of people go broke because of their lifestyle, and there's just a lot to cover in this video. If you're new, subscribe, like this video, comment, check out my other videos if you haven't already, check out my shorts, all that good stuff. Check out my podcast, Pre-Open Minded, on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. If you're one of those type of listeners, it helps me out a lot if you give it a listen and rate it and follow it, of course. We'll turn and post notifications. If you hear my guinea pigs fighting, it's normal, like ignore it, because they like to argue a lot. So excuse my absence. I was going really good and then I got a cold, and I still have a cold, but I don't feel like it was as bad as like last week, because I wouldn't have been able to film a video because my voice was pretty much gone. And I don't know where the heck it came from, honestly. I'm guessing it's from school or something, because people are kind of going around with something. Every time I leave the house, it sounds like everyone has a cold or something. So I'm just like, I don't know what this is. I thought it was the vid again, and I was just like, dang it. Basically, I decided to make this video because I kind of am over influencers, honestly. Like, I'm not an influencer myself, but I feel like I've been getting more and more tired of them because there's like a new batch of them like every single year, and I never know who the hell these people are. Are they for real? They're like basically contributing to the rapid growth of capitalism, because they make you spend, and that's basically like their whole brand is to make you buy things all the time. So often influencers give like this false sense of reality by constantly like flooding pages with needing to show like their overconsumption of things. And I don't know if y'all watch those PR hauls. I don't really watch them. They're not my thing to, they're not my favorite thing to watch, but I know that they get like a decent amount of views because people do get curious. I'm not going to judge you for watching them, because if that's something that you like, that's something that you like. But me personally, it's just not something that I could sit through, because they're always like 40 to an hour minutes long. So it's like, no. Often try to normalize overspending, and they're often the ones that start trends. And most of the time, the trends that are set are very expensive things. These tends to get a lot of mixed reviews from people because it's either too excessive, or people are like, oh, I envy them because they get so many cool things, I want to live like that. So there's a lot of envy, but most of the time people were kind of like sick of it, how excessive it is. I don't know if y'all remember the Stanley Cup craze. Everyone was fighting each other over it because every season, every holiday, every movie that came out, well, not every movie, but all I can remember is like the Wicked collab had a cup for that. Y'all are standing on a Stanley Cup, but this is not one of those Stanley Cups that are from like a specific line. So bad that they were limiting like at least 1 or 2 per customer, because people were literally fighting each other for these cups. They'll stay outside for hours and hours and before opening, and they'll push old people and kids for a cup. The most recent craze right now is the glitter dumplings. I feel like that kind of like the blind bags kind of normalize gambling in a way. I used to be really obsessed with blind bags. The one that I really want, which I haven't gotten, is the Coraline one. Every time I want it, it's already sold out. I feel like the blind bag craze has gone down tremendously, because I remember everyone was buying it, and even myself, I was buying it. I wasn't buying it because I was like, it's exciting to open the bag. I got tired of it because they're kind of expensive. Like they made blind bags out of everything. Blind bag for makeup, blind bag for plushies, blind bags for Legos. It was just so excessive, I was just kind of irritated. Like some of the trinkets by my windowsill that you can't see, A lot of them were blind bags. Even McDonald's had blind boxes too. Don't lie, some of them are really good, but I do feel like it kind of preaches gambling, because you're trying to get the one that you want, and then whenever you don't get it, you keep buying more and more and more and more. Excessive overspending, like influencers started that. I'm not gonna lie, like they're basically just put on this earth to make you buy stuff that you don't need. I remember the tote bag, the Trader Joe's tote bag that everyone was fighting over. I put a clip in one of my videos because I feel like there's constantly a new trend of something, and a lot of people get hurt trying to get these said items, and I'm just like, it's never worth your safety and health to get something that you're probably not going to even use. You just want to say that you have it. It will never make sense to me, because they end up selling it, they end up reselling it, like upping the price, like upselling it for a lot of money. And it's just really annoying, because it's like there's so much to play in this. Like the resellers kind of makes like buying things really annoying. So the products from these hauls that they're posting are wasted because they want to promote their brand, because they get like brand deals from it, and they get some sort of like commission off of promoting said brand, and they end up donating these things to friends or family, or just, you know, a Goodwill, because like I said, they're not really sitting up here using these said products. Like they always say, oh my god, I always use this, but you don't ever see them use these said products. I used to believe it because I'm like, well, they got it for free, like clearly they're using it. So normal people would see this on their For You page, and they'll make it seem like they need to achieve it, and so they would buy it. And then a lot of people will follow the path of debt or stress, and oftentimes influencers are seen as like a product or a business, so they are put into place to drive up business sales. And believe it or not, people don't want to admit it, but some people do get exposed for this. But a lot of influencers and even celebrities are kind of going broke because they keep up with this fake facade that they need to flaunt their wealth, but that wealth that they're flaunting is credit card debt and loans. A lot of the times that's what it is. And I used to be really envious of influencers that lived in LA, and I used to think that I wanted to do that when I was 19. Like that was a place I wanted to move to. I wanted to move to Hawaii, I wanted to move to LA, because the people that I was watching at the time were mostly in LA, and some of them were in Hawaii. So I was like, you know what, I don't know why y'all wait until I start filming to start arguing, you know. That's what I wanted to do. I also wanted to move to New York because I've always seen it in movies, and this is how a lot of people start, you know, fantasizing about things that they don't really know much about. But this is kind of how they fantasize about California. And I was like, oh my god, like it looks really cool. There's a lot of vegan foods, there's a lot of like cool spots, like food spots. And I don't think I would want to be on like in apartments, but I wouldn't be able to afford a house because it's very expensive. But if you're like in the Bronx or something, they're very tight-knit. So when I was telling my mom around like 19, I was like, I want to move to New York. So she called like my godmom's cousin, and she got me on the phone with her, and she's from New York, or she lived in New York for a portion of her life, and she was basically de-influencing me into moving there. And I remember this phone call very vividly because I was really dead set on moving there because everyone else was doing it. They were either moving to California or New York. That was like a couple years back. Now they're kind of moving, like the people from California or other places from the West Coast are moving to places like Texas, or I don't really know, like just a lot of other places because it's more affordable. Depending on where you are in Texas, it's affordable. The places like, I don't know, like Houston or something, like I think it's a little bit more expensive because I think, or San Antonio, or Austin. Those places have more attractions, so it probably is a little bit more expensive. And plus, one of those places have flooding issues, so obviously like the insurance and all that's gonna drive up that. But she basically was telling me that it's very stinky over there, and you know, they don't ever clean up like the trash enough. Like, it's very stinky, so like when it's summer, the smells are marinating and there's like juices from the trash bags and they'll be leaking onto the street, and then that's what you smell a lot, all the time. And then there was like a lot of crackheads there, like a lot. And you can't get a car there because you won't be able to afford it, so you have to like rely on public transportation like the subways, and there's nothing but crackheads over there. Like, they live in those subway stations because, I mean, realistically, where else are they gonna go? So she basically was just telling me that it wasn't really a good place, and that they're showing the good parts on TV because that's just how it is. Like, they don't show the gross parts. Like with San Diego, they don't show the homeless. And I could tell you for a fact, as someone that's lived there all of my childhood, there's a lot of homeless people there, and it's pretty crazy. I will say I feel like they're not a lot nicer there than here. Like, at least they have manners over there. I feel like the locals are meaner than the homeless people. Like, they're just really rude sometimes. Like, people are always like, Californians are so nice. I'm here to tell you that like a lot of them are very stuck up and fake, and that can go for anywhere, but I feel like it's a lot prevalent over there. It's kind of like innate in them. Like, you gotta be fake. You gotta do, because I would really think that the people that I grew up with were like truly my friends, but a lot of them were really just truthfully fake. And I feel like with influencers always moving to California, they're always like, oh, I'm moving to LA. Like, I feel like they're probably sold a fake dream too. Probably something that you have to experience once in your life. Is it somewhere to live forever? Not unless you have an arm and a leg and a kidney to give up. If you're not making $96,000 to $200,000 a year, it's just not ideal for someone that's like middle class. Like me, I grew up middle class, and my dad was in the military, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom. It's not for someone like that. Unless they're retired, they make pretty good money. People that I grew up with were not well-off people. We all grew up in apartments that were very small, and you know, so I don't think anyone that I grew up with was actually rich. But I used to think when I was a kid, anyone that had a house was rich, because how can you afford a house in California? You know, one of my dreams as a kid was to get a house, and I got a house. My first house, which is this one. I was 17 turning 18, and I was so excited. We were looking at houses in California and El Centro. They have nice houses out there. If you are still in the California area, like, they got some really nice houses out there. But I don't think it would have worked out, honestly, because it was 2-story, and I have an older dog. Okay, well, now one of the guinea pigs has the zoomies, so you're probably gonna hear that too. But anyways, yeah, I have an older dog, and it was a pretty nice sized house. But with having an older dog, it's just not healthy to have him up and down the stairs. Like, he has arthritis, you know? He just turned 13 a couple weeks ago. Like, yeah, like about two weeks ago. And at some point, we're probably gonna have to carry him up the stairs. Like, and I'm not doing that. Girl, no. This is not, they're selling you a pipe dream. I'm telling you right now, like, I think the apartment that I moved out of before I moved out of state, I think it's like, well, for one, it got bought out by another company, but I could have sworn it was like $2,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment. And we weren't paying that, but it was going up as we were like getting ready to leave. It's just if you're a middle class or lower class, which I don't think those even are a thing anymore, because people are just kind of calling it upper class or lower class. Like there's no in between anymore. Okay, Kanye.
Enough with the humping.
Anyways, but yeah, like you can't survive if you're lower class unless you're probably on Section 8 or something, which I did grow up with people that were on Section 8 and they'll just have babies just to be on benefits a little bit longer. For being a kid and hearing around the apartment complex like, oh, so-and-so is having a baby so she can still be on food stamps. And it was actually one of my friends, and I was excited that she was having another baby, but I also was hearing that she had her only solely just to have like more benefits. And it wasn't out of love, it was just because she wanted to be on Section 8 and shit like that. So I was like, okay, that's really crazy. You know, that was my first time hearing about like EBT queens and shit like that. Being on Section 8 in that apartment
is crazy.
I never been on Section 8, never been. I've had EBT a very short portion of my life. It was very small. It's not something to rely on forever. But people do rely on it because they think that it's like, it's supposed to be supplemental. It's supposed to get you through the month, not for like something to rely on forever. It's supposed to get you on your feet and then you figure it out from there. But people just get it really mixed up and they're like, oh, let me like live on it forever. And now the people that are on Section 8 now, they're not gonna leave because they got the house, they got everything, and they probably can't afford houses and apartments. So they're not letting people from my generation get on Section 8 because they're not gonna leave because they got their grandmas and grandpas and generations of people on Section 8. And those wait times, wait lists are insane, because I think my mom did apply for it, and by the time we moved out here, she was approved for it. She, I think, applied when I was really little. And I was like, you got approved. I was like, can we move back? And she's like, no. And I was like, oh, there's no point, I guess. You know, you're just really just surviving. And I have a hard time believing that you can really make a lot of money from videos like that. Like, if you're falling off, if like these influencers, like a lot of them do fall off, like they're not as popular anymore, and obviously their views are not going to match up to what their follower count is. How are you really making money in all actuality if you're like having 500,000 followers and you're only bringing in 2,000 views? How are you paying your bills? And I know that's like kind of sensitive, but I do want to know, because a lot of people do fall off because there are a new batch of influencers every time, and they get younger and younger and younger every time. Comes to like the psychological aspect of it, it causes a lot of people to have this like parasocial relationship with these influencers. And oftentimes it kind of creeps me out a lot, because they really will sit up here and say all these facts about them and try to look up old videos and clip them, and they act like they've known them if they watched them like a few years. And yeah, I guess it gives that facade because they're showing like a little portion of their life to you. They feel comfortable enough to feel to show that life to you, but at the end of the day, you don't actually know them. So the second that they are approved for that YouTube partner program, they're just going to be selling you shit every time, all the time. And a lot of people have become so delusional with the parasocial stuff. I feel like it's gotten a lot worse since the panorama, you know, because there wasn't anything to do. So they're just like, let me just watch a bunch of videos because we can't be outside. So let me like obsess over someone. A lot of like couples channels and family channels blew up around that time, and a lot of them kind of fell off, but there are still some people that are still going strong. But I'm just saying, like, just because you watch a few videos about them, it doesn't really mean you know them, you know? So they don't see these people as like a product or a business. They just kind of see them as like, oh, I have a connection with you because I know things about you, but they don't know anything about you. And that's creepier part. Like, they don't know jack about you. So I'm like, I don't know. It's a little creepy. I'm not gonna lie. If you think about it in that aspect, it's really creepy. But whenever they're selling things, they use like these buzzwords on purpose, which is really smart if you are a person that sells things that use buzzwords like limited time only a few left. So it creates like a sense of urgency on your end to buy it, because they'll sell merch or whatever, like, because obviously, like, with the midst of all their brand deals, they're gonna obviously like post, like, make their merch, because that's what a lot of people do whenever they reach a certain like number. I feel like that's when you see them start selling their own stuff. Like, for instance, like Trisha Paytas like would sell like really mediocre merch, and people would buy it because it was from Trisha Paytas. Some like impulse buy, and a lot of the times people can't like afford it, obviously, so they will like have like these options on the website where they're like, oh, you can use Klarna or you can use like Afterpay, and that gives them like the urgency still. Like, you could still get it at a decent time, you just have to make payments on it. It's not really good to rely on Klarna and Afterpay because they kind of like give, like, it's kind of like a trap, because the problem is that it's too accessible, and I've seen people use it for groceries, I've seen people use it for like fast food, and I'm like, okay, that's really not good. I've used it for if I was really low on money and I was like, oh shoot, like I need to buy some guinea pig food and I don't have the money for it, I'm gonna make a payment on it. I'm just gonna do a little payment, and it will be like $60 worth of, you know, turtle food, guinea pig food, and I would have to make that payment for like, it will be done in like a couple of weeks, and it kind of sucks. On top of that, people were talking about how like celebrity brands are like starting to become more like poor quality. Like, I don't know if you guys know like I Am Gia. It's Alexa Demi's sister's brand, and a lot of girlies are wearing it because it's cute. And, you know, let me see, I have my computer right here. So a lot of people wear the sets. You know what? The first thing that pops up when I look up I Am Gia, a bunch of Shein and Fashion Nova stuff starts popping up. What does that mean? What is that about? But they're $24, $22. Can't you get like sued for this? Because it literally says Gia on it. And they look very similar to the sets that I see online, but everyone wears it right now. Okay, so they look like Fashion Nova clothes. I don't know what that's about. Okay, so let me get my glasses on, because am I seeing this right? Oh, okay. So this top, this black top that has 2 holes in them, massive holes in them, that doesn't make sense, is $69. This fringe top that has, this doesn't make sense, this is $99. Are we for real? It looks ugly. What are the sets that people wear? Like, I think there are some sets that are cute, but why the hell are they $79? And there's just a bunch of videos of TikTok girlies wearing it to show like, but a lot of these people, a lot of these women look like they have BBLs. So is that really like fair? Because this is how they do like the freaking Fashion Nova models, because they only give the models to the women that have like BBLs. No offense to Amanda, but I think she does have a BBL too. So yeah, no shame there, but I'm just saying it's not really realistic, because not every woman wants or has a BBL. And I wear Fashion Nova stuff. I just wore a Fashion Nova outfit yesterday, And I like it. I mean, I've gotten even compliments on it, but okay, I am Gia Blair hoodie. This is a navy blue. It's okay. $79 and there's 38 colors. This track pants, $85. This okay, so why is the sweater and the pants separate? Why is it not together? I thought the whole point of this was to buy the set together. That's what I've seen people wear. Like, I thought it was, because it makes it seem like you have to wear the I'm confused. Like, I see a lot of people with the sets. I don't really see them wear it with just the shirt and something else. Like, it's mostly like a set. So from what I'm understanding is people were buying it separately. I didn't know this. I didn't know this at all. I didn't know that it wasn't all one outfit. Even freaking Fashion Nova won't do you like that. I'm just being honest. They make you buy the set a lot of the times. It's cute, but it's not something that I would wear. Normally I like to find dupes, and even the website kind of looks like Fashion Nova. Okay, so, and there's just too much shit going on. Like, there's stuff popping up all the time, and it's always someone's ass. So it's like, okay, I don't really see a lot of plus size women on this website. Lily 25, I only see, okay, they're showing the outfit. I see a dog, it looks like a Pomeranian. Those are annoying. I don't really like those type of dogs. There's one in my neighborhood that is always barking at me, and it's so annoying. Okay, it's showing her going down the stairs. Showing, okay, so it's like the same video, it's like on a loop. Okay. Oh, it's like giving, what is it called? Oh, the title says True Life. I'm addicted to Blair tracksuit. I'm like, why does the editing look like True Life? Do y'all remember that oh, my camera's dying, that show from MTV where they would show people and different like addictions or whatever? I used to be so obsessed with that show. Okay, so basically they're just trying to look a little bit more trendy, but from my understanding is that it kind of looks thin. It looks very thin just from looking at it, and it looks like you can only wear them a few times before they start ripping. Just like Fashion Nova. It's cute and all, but it looks like it's for women that have like I don't know, they don't really show a lot of people with curves on here, which I think I've seen them more on TikTok than on here, but it just doesn't look good quality. So we're gonna look at Aloe, because a lot of people are even talking about Aloe because they don't feel like their quality is good either. So I'm not like the one to like judge, but I could tell that even IMG looks like it's just like made out of polyester.
When I see somebody wearing Aloe, I'm just like, consumer. Because you're telling me that you're paying $60 for a t-shirt that has no quality. Aloe might be the worst clothing brand right now in the entire world. It's such bad quality. And I'll tell you, I have a hoodie from Aloe and it's decent, but it's not worth $180. So how are you telling me that you're paying $65 for a t-shirt that is worse quality than the ones at Walmart?
And polyester is like the more cheaper clothing piece thing, but it's made of plastic and it's not really good for like economically it's not good. It takes a really long time to break down, or it doesn't break down at all, so they have to like make it into different things to use it again, and it's just this whole endless cycle. Like Shein and Fashion Nova is just nothing but polyester, and that's why it breaks so much. So this off-duty cap, espresso cap, is $68. Okay. I've seen Krishan wear Aloe before, and I mean, she looks cute in it, but I think this company is like a yoga workout company set thing, because like the people that I do see wear it's kind of like It just looks like it's for a workout or some yoga, but I wouldn't wear it all day because even like after a while I get kind of like, it starts chafing in my boob area and I'm like, okay, it's starting to like hurt a little bit. So I don't like to wear workout clothes all day, but I know some people do. Okay, wow. So this Heartthrob bra is $88. Sway hip full zip hoodie, did that have to be needed, is $128. This is de-influencing me already, because why would I spend $128 on a sweater, a thin ass sweater that's probably good for like 50 degree, 70 degree weather? You're paying for the brand and not the quality. I'm gonna keep reiterating that because that's literally what I'm looking at right now. I mean, the colors, they're great and all, but I used to wait until Gymshark would have like deals, and they have similar colors like this, but I would get some really good stuff for some deals. Like, I still have them in my drawer over here, and I would buy them because they'll be like $14 and they used to be like $30, and I'm like, you know what, I'm buying it. Okay, I'm buying it. This lounge tank is $58. These prices are outrageous. And again, they look like models. They don't have like people that have like, that are top heavy and are skinny down here. Like, they don't have different body types. They're very thin people, which can deter someone from buying it too. Because again, I don't think I've ever seen a plus size person wear it. And I'm not plus size, but there's just, I'm more top heavy than anything. With like the recent issues with the gas prices going up, with, you know, the other country that we're fighting with again, we're trying to get their resources and they're bumping up the prices, and people were posting like the gas prices that are constantly rising, and I saw one that was $8 or $9, and I was like, interesting. That's a little terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. And the one that like had it the worst was California, because their gas prices was like $5. But the thing is, I think they've always had higher gas prices.
Gas prices rise. California is feeling pain at the pump more than any other state in this country. CBS's Andres Gutierrez in Los Angeles explains why. Andres, good evening.
Good evening, Jerika. Just take a look at the prices on this sign. Everything is above $5, just showing a painful reminder of how fast this is all moving. Drivers I spoke with tell me that they are paying more, getting less, and feel like there is no relief in sight. While the rest of the country is paying around $3.45 for a gallon of gas, AAA says in California it's more than $5, a jump of more than 50 cents in just a week.
I'm paying $40, but that doesn't get me a full tank anymore.
Before the war with Iran, California was already in a tough spot.
A unique market that is essentially cut off from the rest of the country.
The state has the highest gas tax in the country, almost 70 cents a gallon. It also requires a cleaner, more expensive fuel blend. What do you think about the prices when you first pulled up?
Well, the prices are nuts.
With a permanent shutdown of 2 major California refineries due to high operating costs and other factors, overall capacity will be reduced about 18%. If this conflict continues, how high could gas prices go?
Well, it's very difficult to see what the top may look like. We could ultimately see prices reaching new records if the Strait of Hormuz continues to be blocked.
Some drivers are already changing their habits.
It's part of the reason why I have my bike here, is because it's cheaper.
Sounds good in theory to live there because of the beaches and, you know, the beaches and the beaches. But when you think about it, you're going to be spending more than experiencing the beauty of California. And I'm saying this because a lot of people on the internet like to make it seem like it's just so fun and so beautiful all the time. Like, because all they do is just have to make a quick video and then they made their month's rent. Of course, they're frolicking at the beach because it's free. It's one of the most, like, one of the free things. But in Balboa Park, which I grew up going to, they started charging like the parking over there, which they used to never do. I found this out last year. And because they're cutting costs on everything and they're trying to like drive up more sales somewhere, they're trying to make back the money that they probably lost. But paying for parking at Balboa is crazy. Like, in Balboa, they have so many attractions there. Have Go City, which I think is Soak City, but I know that they've changed the name over the years. So they have City Lights Night, which is $49. San Diego Balboa Park. I don't know why I said it like that. This is on Groupon. It's a small group tour with coffee. Don't do that bullshit. Ask a local. You can get shit for free if you ask a local. I'm telling you, if you go to the beach, you will probably get free lessons. If you are like really like a very, what's it called, outgoing person, most likely someone's gonna be nice enough to give you lessons. SeaWorld and Legoland, $154. Golly, how the fuck did my parents afford this? And look at the whales and the dolphins. Why is that $149, bitch? Why is that $149? Okay, if you go to Birch Aquarium, you could just see it. You could just see it when you pay for the tickets to go to Birch Aquarium. You don't need to do this. This doesn't make sense. Okay, I don't know how my parents afforded this. I'm looking at this and I'm literally cringing. Why do I want to move back? 2-hour pier fishing experience, $75. I didn't know you had to pay to go there. Actually, I did fish before. I thought you just go. I know you have to rent the rods, but I didn't know you had to. Okay, I guess that's included. Glow electric boat night date experience is $70. Okay, there's a lot of attractions here, but it's all like, oh, learn to surf in La Jolla. Again, $119, free cancellation for an hour and 30 minutes. And imagine if you want to do it constantly. Like, you're like, oh my god, I love it. I'm gonna do it all the time. That's gonna add up really quick. Like I'm saying now, there's gonna be someone that's, or if you don't want to talk to a local and you're really shy, just copy them. Just copy what they're doing. And then there you go, you got a free lesson. Because that's the shit that I would do. I learned how to surf at 9 years old, and it's because like the family I was going with knew how to surf. So I'm assuring you that like you can just grab a local and be like, can you teach me how to surf? Or if they're already doing it, like just ask them. Like I'm pretty sure they'll teach you. The thing about like locals is that a lot of them are willing to help. They're very nice in the majority of the time. Small group beach yoga. You can do this on your own. You don't have to pay for someone to do it. Just watch yoga with Adrienne and get a mat and just do it with her. Drink, ride, and sing and dance bar tour. Why is there so many tours? Vegan food tour, $89. Making me physically cringe. And the taxes are high up there. Oh my god. This is the shit that they don't talk about. This is the shit that they don't talk about. I'm telling you, it's better to just be a visitor there instead of living there. Because I think like the majority of the people that I grew up with probably still live there. But I know that there was like a good chunk of people that moved out to different states because can't afford it. Like a lot of people did move, but not everyone. I'll say that, you know, when I lived in California, I wasn't really able to travel growing up either a lot because it just was way too expensive to go from San Diego to say Florida or to Illinois. Those are the places that I would go to growing up. I didn't go enough because it was expensive. I would have loved to go more to Illinois before my great grandparents passed. I'm one of the few cousins that didn't really have a relationship with them because I didn't get to see them, so I mostly had like phone relationships with them. I did go to like the family reunion when I was 7, but that was the last family reunion we had. No, I think there was another one, but we didn't go. I feel like there was another one, but I just can't remember. But I know for sure most of us went to the 2007 one. A study that said that there wasn't any, like, there wasn't, like, the family reunions has dropped in the recent years versus, like, from, like, 10, 15 years ago. Like, And maybe because a lot of people are going no contact with their family, and maybe that's why they don't want to do it. I don't know.
Why is there a walking tour experience for $25
at Ocean Beach? And then it also says likely to sell out. Why do you need a tour to walk at the beach? Just walk on your own. You also can look this shit up on Google Maps on your own without having to book a tour if you're not from there. I'm telling y'all the real shit right now. This also requires common sense, because why do you need to pay that much money to walk around the city? Blue shark diving is $799. I guess that makes sense. That is probably the most reasonable one. Explore Chula Vista with the scavenger hunt by zombie scavengers is $20. That might be fun, actually. San Diego ticket. Why is there so many tours of about nothing? A lot of the tours are like food tours or by the beach or whale watching tour. They're not even out all the time. They don't, I'm telling you, whenever I would try to go whale watching, they weren't even out. I would try to go and I would try to look for them. Never seen them. This private luxury whale watching tour is $1,850. Who has that? This is painful. There's a beer event. Why is there a beer adventure that's $1,200? What the fuck? What the hell? Temecula wine tour from La Jolla, $312. You know what? Now that I have adult money, I don't want to do any of this, because I could probably find a way around this. There's gotta be a way. I'm a local too, so it's like, I'm sure that I can just get away with this, right? Like, there has to be a way. Like, do my own tour. Be a tourist in your own city. Catch your own lobsters for $600 per group. Oh, wow. You know what? I think I'm gonna end the video here. I've been talking for a really long time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my podcast, Pray Upon Mine, on Spotify, on YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. I'm sorry for the additional background noise. They are just very hyper for some reason. See you guys next week with another video. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.